Hey you guys, what's up? Today I have a super exciting video for you guys. Today I'm going to be trying out the brand new Kaleidos and Angelica Club Nebula palette. I am going to be creating two eye looks, obviously, with these shades in this palette. I'm going to be showing you guys close-ups and swatches of all of the shades in here. So I hope you guys are excited to see today's video. I am so excited to show you guys this video. So really quickly, before we get started, I would really appreciate it if you would give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also, I am doing a huge giveaway right now. I'll have it linked in my description box below if you guys want to enter that. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So before we start out with the eye looks, let's go ahead and do some close-ups of the palette. I'm going to give you guys all of the details on the palette and show you swatches of all of the shades. So this is the Kaleidos and Angelica NYQVIST palette. This is the Club Nebula palette, and look how beautiful this came packaged. Literally, this looks like a PR package or something. That is how beautiful this box is. And once you open up the box, you have the palette inside, and come on, you guys. This packaging is so beautiful. I'm literally obsessed. And then when you open it up, here are all of the beautiful shades. This palette is $45 and they're going to be doing a limited restock on February 17th. So now let's do some swatches of all of these shades. So first up we have the shade called Firefly. That is such a pretty shade, wow. Then we have 7 of 9. Gravity. Wow, I love that one. Queen of Blades. Okay, the quality of these, I am shocked. These are so good so far with just swatching them. Void. Wow. So here is the first row. Literally, these look amazing so far. Moving on to the second row, the first shade is called You Are My Only Hope. Oh my gosh, that shade is beautiful. Naru, I believe is how you say this one. The pigmentation though. Astro. Beautiful. Rockhopper. Next we have the shade called Cylon. That is a beautiful deep purple. Moving into the last row, the first shade is called Celestial. Wow. Nova. Next we have this peachy shade called Samus. Then we have the shade Nebula. And the last shade is called Red Giant. I almost ran out of room. So here are all of the beautiful shades from the palette. I cannot wait to try these out on the eyes. So now that you guys have seen all of the shades swatched, we're gonna go ahead and do two different eye looks. I'm gonna first prime my lids with my P. Louise base. I say it in literally every single video. This is my favorite eyeshadow primer. So I'm just going to quickly blend this out all over the lids. So if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that whenever I do my eyeshadow palette review videos, I like to use as many of the shades as possible. So I'm going to do two different eye looks today, and I'm going to try my best to use as many shades as I can out of the palette so you guys can really see how these shades work. So for the first look, I'm going to do a blue and green eye. So I'm first going to take the shade right here called Void, and I'm just going to kind of map out my crease with this shade, and these are so pigmented, it's like insane. I honestly cannot believe that this palette was only $45. Like, I feel like that is such a good deal, especially because this packaging, oh my gosh, so beautiful. It is a very like heavy palette, so I was so surprised that this was only $45. And when I got this in the mail, I was like super impressed with the packaging. It really feels like a luxury palette. So it's gonna start off looking a little bit crazy, but we're gonna start blending this out and it will look, well, it'll still look crazy for a while, probably until the end, but that's all I'm gonna do with that shade. Now I'm gonna pick up the next shade over called Queen of Blades, and I'm going to just lightly start blending this above that deep blue. I only picked up a little bit of this shade. These are like insanely pigmented. Wow. I'm just gonna keep like tightly blending this into the crease. And after I kind of deposit the color and there's like nothing really left on my brush, I'm going to lightly blend a little bit higher and kind of just like diffuse this shade outwards. Now I'm going to take this light blue right here called 7 of 9, and I'm just going to start blending this out right above the lash shade. This blue is such a pretty shade. Now I'm going to take the shade Gravity, and I'm just going to lightly blend this all along the edges of that light blue. So I went ahead and cut my crease with some concealer off camera. Now we're going to move on and put on some lid shades, which I'm so excited about. So I think I'm going to first take the shade called Nova, and I'm just going to start by putting this in the inner corner. I'll probably put this shade, I'm thinking, on the majority of the lid, but this is a beautiful like duochrome. It looks white. It actually has like a blue shift to it, and it's such a pretty shade. I'm just gonna put this on the majority of the lid. Then I'm gonna apply the shade called Astro, and I'm just gonna put this on the rest of the lid. And I'm gonna kind of like mix these two shades together towards the middle. So here are the two lid shades. Honestly, those shades are beautiful. Now I'm going to take this stunning green duochrome right here, and I'm going to put this on my inner corner. Ooh, how fun is that shade? So for the lower lash line, I think I'm going to keep it pretty simple, and I'm probably just going to use the same shades that I used in my crease. So I'm just going to quickly go through this. I'm going to blend the green called Gravity just lightly along the lower lash line and kind of connect it to the outer corner. I'll probably just use like these three shades, and I'm going to take the light blue and I'm going to press this against the lash line. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Queen of Blades just to deepen up the lower lash line a little bit. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara, and then we're pretty much done with this eye, and then we're going to start on the other eye. All right, so here is eye look number 1 complete. I'm obsessed with these lid shades. I think they're so stunning. So now we're going to move on to the other eye, and I think I'm going to try and do like a kind of purpley eye on this side. So the first shade I'm going to grab is this one right here called Naru, and I'm just going to start by tapping this in the crease with a fluffy brush. I did like tap off the brush because these are like super pigmented, and I kind of just want like a light wash of color with this shade. Next, I'm going to take this shade right here called Rock Hopper, and I'm just going to start by lightly tapping this in the crease and then slowly blending it in. This shade is such a pretty shade. I love it. Now I'm going to add some of the shade called Cylon, and I'm just going to do the same thing, kind of put it on the outer corner and then slowly blend this into the crease a little bit just to kind of deepen it up. These purples are beautiful. So once again, I went ahead and cut my crease off camera. Now we're gonna move on to the lid shades. And I'm first gonna take the shade called You're My Only Hope. Honestly, I might just put this shade like all over my lid because I am so obsessed with it. It's like a beautiful, like icy purple. It is such a gorgeous shade. Like, are you serious? Look at that. I cannot get over how beautiful this shade is. Are you kidding me? So I think I'm gonna keep this eye like pretty simple because I just like the way that it's looking just like this. So I'm just going to take the kind of like dark purple shades that I used in the crease, and I'm just gonna press these both like very close to the lower lash line. Then I'm gonna blend a little bit, kind of connecting to the outer corner. And then on like a small blending brush, I'm going to take that kind of like light brown shade. It was called Naru, and I'm just gonna lightly blend this under those two purple shades to blend them out. All right, you guys, so here are the completed eye looks. I am very happy with how they both turned out. I'm so impressed with the quality of these shadows. Like, honestly, these mattes were probably some of the most pigmented mattes that I've ever used in my life, literally. So you do have to be kind of like light-handed and go in carefully with the mattes because They're so pigmented, but that is a great thing. I feel like the shades, when blended out a lot, didn't fade. They look beautiful. Oh my gosh, I just love this palette already. And I want to create like a pink kind of look with these shades. So let me know if you guys want to see a look like that, because I can definitely do that. I'll probably do it like on Instagram or something for you guys if you're interested, since we did like the blue and green and then the purple eye. But yeah, I think I'm most impressed with like the shimmery shades in this palette. The duochrome and multi-chromes, oh my gosh, so beautiful. I honestly don't think I have another palette that has this good of quality shadows. Like, I feel like these are like on another level. Like, these are different than most of the other eyeshadow palettes that I have. Like, the formula of these is just different. Like, I've never tried anything from this brand before, but this palette makes me want to buy more of their products because it's that good. I cannot get over how nice these shadows performed. So this palette is amazing and I cannot wait to use it more. So I definitely think this palette is worth the $45. I actually think that is a great deal. The packaging of this is amazing. Like, this feels like a luxury palette. It's very heavy, very thick. Like, the packaging is so nice and these shadows are amazing. I honestly, as I said before, cannot believe that this palette was only $45. It's definitely worth the price. I feel like they could have gotten away with selling this for $65 in my opinion because it's that good. So yeah, this will be available again on February 17th. I'll have it linked in my description box below if you guys want to pre-order it. So as I said, I am so impressed with this palette. A huge congratulations to Angelica. This palette is beautiful. I cannot wait to keep using this. Let me know if you guys want to see any kind of like pictorials or anything like that on Instagram, because I can definitely do like pictorials or just looks, videos, whatever you guys want to see. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also, make sure you guys check out that giveaway that I mentioned at the beginning of today's video. I'll have it linked in my description box below. You definitely don't want to miss out on that. And then also make sure you guys have your notifications turned on. That way you don't miss out on any of my future videos. All you have to do is click the bell next to the subscribe button, and then you'll receive a notification every time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.